What's up everyone? So today I have exciting news. I get to continue the AMD system build. I got a couple of parts in and we're going to go through it today. First and foremost, I got the AT cable set, which includes several connectors that I'm going to need for the board. And secondly, I got the most important part and what was holding up this system build. This is supposed to be a Samsung 6.4 gigabyte EIDE hard drive. We'll open it up and find out here shortly. But the reason why I've been holding up and waiting on this is simply because I can fake everything else, I guess, so to speak. You know, like the video card. It is a Riva TNT2 32 megabyte card. It's not the creative 3D blaster that I had, but until I get one, this will work. The CD-ROM is not the exact CD-ROM, but it'll work for what I need it to do. The hard drive, once you've gone through the steps of setting up the OS, it's there. And so this was a very important part of this whole project. I finally found one and got it in about a week or so ago, and now I get to install the OS and keep moving with this system. So let's open it up and make sure it's what I ordered. There we go. Samsung 6.4 gigabyte hard drive. Exactly what we needed. That's the IDE connection. So let's hook it up and see. First things first, let's set this to master because it's currently set to slave. For those of you who are a little bit younger, you used to have to set your devices, your hard drives, CD-ROMs, to either slave, master, or cable select. Nowadays you don't have to do that. I mean, you've got a SATA cable or fixed connections and it's all done. But on these you used to have these jumpers right here that you would have to set it appropriately. Otherwise it just wouldn't work if it wasn't set right. Alright, so master is okay. Should be master. I've got the jumper furthest over, which is supposed to be master. Now I bought this as is, no guarantee to work, so hopefully this is working. I guess we'll find out as we get going. Alright, let's put that up. Let's see, will this stretch? Let's see here. Yes, now another thing I'm going to need to do if I want to use the mouse is get a serial connection hooked up. And what I'm going to attempt to do is go USB PS2 to serial. Should work, but you never know until you get into it. Let's get these cables open so I can find the serial. There's the serial right there. Okay. I'll show you how old these are. I guess this is somebody's old stock, but they were very proud of them. I think this set cost me 13 bucks plus the cost of shipping. So I think I paid somewhere around $17 for this little package, which is probably overpayment, but you know, it is what it is. I found them and I had to have it, so I ordered it. Let me get some of this old crusty rubber band. Ugh. You ever run into those rubber bands that are just melted and they're sticky and gooey? Yeah, that's what I'm dealing with right now. Okay, so let's see if these are labeled. COM1, COM2, there we go. younger people may not know this. This purple line right here, this indicates pin 1. So you'll have it on all of your old ribbon cables. That tells you where pin 1 is. So you just line up your colored cable to pin 1 and everything should come into place. Let's see here. Do I do 2? I only need the 1. Yeah, let's go ahead and just do them both. If I have problems with any of the COM ports or IRQs, then I'll take one of these off, because I do have a sound card too. I mean, there's several things here that, as I recall from back in the days, could give me some trouble. Alright, so now we've got that connected. Let's go and hook up our mouse. If you remember from the first video, I was unable to find an AT case at a reasonable price, so I'm using an ATX power supply until I can find an AT case. So I had this board jumpered for ATX power supply. Yes, this is an ugly mess at the moment, but one day when I find a case, we'll make sure it's nice and neat. We won't be using this power supply either. I hope this one behaves, because last time, during the last video, it was pretty noisy. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to deal with this noise. Still doing the same thing. So, what I'm going to do is actually pause the video and get a different power supply. This is not going to work. It's too noisy. Okay everyone, so I was unable to find a power supply that wouldn't take me forever to get disassembled from its machine. So we're going to go ahead and use this one. Unfortunately, I think this hard drive may be bad. It's making some beeping sounds. It's not the click from a bad head, but it's making a beeping sound. I may take it apart if we cannot get it up and booted, but I just want to show you what's going on there. So if you listen, you'll hear 2 beeps. There's one. And there's the other. You see, we're not progressing. And this is what I came back to whenever I was trying to find a power supply, and notice that. So let's do a little bit of testing. Let's just pull the hard drive out, or pull the power from it, and see if it changes. Okay, well, we might have other issues because I'm still not getting my memory check. Let's see. This CD-ROM is something that I added, so let's pull that, because this is taking too long. Let's pull that CD-ROM. Same issue. All right, so what is it? I think I know what the problem is. Back in the day, I bet you I got a bad modem. We used to deal with lightning strikes a lot, and they would cause your system not to boot. So that's where I'm going to go to next. Let's just see if that changes. This is just a modem I had laying around. Nothing smells burn. I don't see any burnt contacts or tracers. Just old and dusty. But modems used to cause a lot of problems, and we used to replace these like crazy because every time you get a strike, it caused issues with the system. So let's just, for grins and giggles, test it without the modem. Ah, look, there we go. Now we're getting the memory count. Okay, so good deal. Maybe my hard drive's good and that's just a normal sound. Oh, I've got nothing hooked up, that's why. Okay, let's F4 to skip out of that. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, there we go. Okay. No hard drive, that's all that's saying. No floppy disk, no hard drive. So let's go ahead and plug these back up. Let's just start with this one. Maybe I do have a good hard drive. We'll see. Alright, let's escape past that. Oh, there's that beep again. We are still progressing. Let's see, what does it say? Select primary master. No. There's nothing. It's not showing anything, so let's make sure I've got the cables hooked up right. Or the jumpers, I'm sorry. Nothing showing. Let's keep going. Go ahead and swap out the IDE cable too. Nothing. I mean, it could be a cable. This cable's old. I'm holding out hope that this hard drive that I bought as is working, but those beeps concern me. Just to be honest, I think that the hard drive I bought is no good. Alright, quit without saving, yes. More cable information. Your board connection that goes to the board is the one that's furthest away from the middle, if you have a middle. Otherwise, you'll see that they're different colored for the board versus the device that you're connecting to. Again, we've gone over pin 1. You see these cables have pin 1, 2. Of course, they're notched. These, however, do not have a notch on them, so that makes it difficult. That's where you need to go with the pin 1. So let's plug this up. It's not looking good. Yep. So I do have a bad hard drive. Poop. That sucks. That's the bad part about buying old equipment. You have no guarantee that it's going to work, and the ones that have been tested, they want ungodly amounts of money that I'm not going to pay for just to rebuild an old system. On eBay, at least, the one drive that I see, the 6.4 gigabyte Samsung that has been tested and working, the cheapest I've seen it was $25-30, and I just refuse to pay that amount for an old hard drive. So unfortunately, I guess this is going to wrap up this video until I find the Samsung hard drive. Again, I want to make this build exactly the way that I had it, as far as component wise. I want to make it exactly the way I had it when I first built it. Unfortunately, when buying these hard drives, it's a gamble. You know, they're old, and it is what it is, I guess. I'm out $10 on this drive, but you know, maybe I'll take it apart and see if I can get it going. Maybe just the head stuck. We'll see. But I just refuse to pay $30–40 for a tested old IDE hard drive that's probably worn out anyway. Like I said before, I can fake most of this. I want this as component exact as the system that I originally built. You know, case does not have to be exact. I do still need an AT case, but again, that's another thing that's just cost prohibitive for this build. It's not something I'm going to spend $100+ on a case just to make it exact. So that is what it is. So I guess I'm back to still needing a hard drive if I cannot work on this hard drive and get it going. I am still short the video card, the modem, the case, and the floppy drive. So I hope you all enjoy this video. I'm sorry it didn't work out, but hey, it's what happens when you're dealing with old stuff. We'll get it back up and going eventually, but at least for a short term, I was excited and happy because I thought, man, I can at least get the hard drive going and get Windows 98 installed, and we'll move forward. But just was not the case today. So with that, you all have a great day. I hope you will subscribe to the channel if you want to continue seeing the progress. As you will see, I'm not going to edit out the bumps in the road or failures that I have along the way. This is what I experience, and if you're watching this video, I want you to experience with me too, because I went from a real high of having this drive to a real low. I'm disappointed, but life goes on. So have a great day, and please comment, like, subscribe. Let me know if you have any questions, or if you know where I can pick up one of these drives or the other components that I'm still missing at a reasonable price. Again, this is an old system. I'm not going to spend an arm and a leg trying to rebuild it, because eventually those parts will come up. It's one of those things that just going to take some time. So have a great day.